best to you from Kmart Radio. KMRT.
All of a sudden, it just seemed like our business doubled, if not tripled even. Our liquidation sales hadn't even started yet. Oh, but the people, they came flooding in. We were not equipped to handle such a huge increase in traffic. We were an understaffed store as it was, and now triple our normal volume, it became a challenge. There were people coming in here that none of us had ever seen before. All of them, "So sorry you guys are closing." Where were these people before? If you would have been shopping here 6 months ago, we wouldn't have this issue, would we? Well, maybe, but I'm not going to get into a ramble about Eddie Lambert right now. It's the principle. See, the funny thing was that the holiday blowout sale that was going on before the liquidation sale started was actually a better sale. I said about this before in a video I made about the Streetsboro, Ohio Kmart closing, how the liquidation sales aren't even a good deal, at least not until the very end. American consumerism is disgusting. People would rather feed off of a failing store that's laying off all of its employees than go to a store with an actual sale and employees that hope to continue to keep their jobs. Ask the common man about that, they'll deny it, but just ask anyone who has worked at a closing store. They'll tell you the same thing. To help with the higher demand, HR got to work and hired anyone and everyone who would be interested to get some extra holiday cash. We got a decent chunk of new hires who thankfully wanted to help us. If it wasn't for them, good lord, I don't know if we would have made it.
Let me think. Okay, I started here I started here around in Thanksgiving's break. There was down here.
I've been working here since November 11th, 2017.
I applied around the first week of November. I started in the middle of November.
I probably started over there somewhere in the time about November 27th.
It was the 11th.
Is that the day that I started? I don't even know. It's just time has been a blur here. It's just all bundled together.
This store has been a huge part of my memory and a huge part of my life, and I shopped here for a long time. And once they announced the store was closed, and I figured, why not help them out for everything they've done for me, and I just want to show my appreciation to everyone by coming to help out for the store.
Have you been shopping here for a long time?
Yeah. I remember when this place used to have electronics and video games, and it had more inventory than it did these past recent years. I remember when the store had a cafe in the back where the infant section was. It probably was a Little Caesars or a Kmart cafe, I can't really remember, but it's as far as I can remember back, when I was just a little kid.
Well, I was just taking a little break for school. I knew that winter break was coming up. It's got that windfall falling down. And let me tell you, we've got 8 inches of snow. And so I just came over here to work. So I could just do a little bit of that pitter-pattering around. I figured the store's closing down. It'd be pretty laid back. And you know what? It was. Everybody was real nice.
Nowhere else would hire me.
What I like about working here is that I feel like I can be more comfortable with myself, more confident, because it feels like my values and talents are more valued here than at other places that I've worked. And I'm working with a great staff of employees and great managers who have helped me for these past couple of months ever since I got here, and I can't thank them enough for great, retail working experience here.
Some pretty cool people here. I can cool it. I get food, and then I get paid, so that's nice.
Well, I get to find out the deals before you find out the deals. So I just can be out there looking at one of them items, and I just can be like, oh my lord, they've got them deal flashes for 40%, and they're gonna change it to 50% at night. But I know when it's happening. It's every Thursday. So I go down there, and I pick up them deals right before my shift. So I didn't even gotta go anywhere else besides my house and Kmart.
For those who are already there, they told us basically to come in and work whenever we want. Part-timers were now allowed to work up to 40 hours a week. Sadly, I didn't get to add on many extra hours because I already had another job I was working overnight at. But I would come in an hour or so early on some days and even come in on days off. I worked 10 days in a row leading up to Christmas Day, and the day after Christmas I worked another 15 days straight. You could say I basically lived at Kmart for a while. Starting pretty much immediately, Every phone call turned into one of 4 questions. Are you one of the stores that are going out of business? What are your liquidation sales like? Are you selling fixtures yet? Or, when is your store's last day open? Besides the last question, I really just wanted to tell them to come into the store to find out. I'm sure all the service desk people thought the same thing. In retail, you have to answer the same questions over and over again all the time, and I was used to that, but probably because the questions were related to me losing my job, my patience wasn't as strong as it normally is. The in-store customers didn't get any easier to deal with either. We had our normal issues with points not working and things not ringing up at the right price, the usual stuff, but we also had all of these new people complaining about prices and shaking their fists because these liquidation sales are no bargains. We even had a number of customers threaten to call the news because we were apparently gouging the prices so high. And one customer even called the local police. Yes, they called the police because we were supposedly committing fraud. I wish I was kidding. Every single item goes back up to its regular price, its original price, and each department goes on sale for a certain percentage off, gradually coming down in price as the weeks go on. The prices of the items weren't raised at all. It's because Kmart always has a sale going on that people aren't used to the normal prices and didn't know what the normal prices were. Sorry everyone. Our blowout sale ended last week because people like you didn't come to shop and help keep the store open. I know I might be sounding a bit harsh, but it's the truth.